Shalom, my brothers and sisters. It's your brother Micaiah, Wild Israelite of the tribe of Issachar from One Nation, One Power. And I want to give all praises to the Most High in the name of Yeshaya and the Ruach Kodash. Okay, I want to give all praises to them before we jump into this, this great understanding. Okay, this very, very great understanding. Okay. So this is a PDF that I found on one of the videos that I did, okay? And that video is called Urgent. One Nation, One Power. Okay, Urgent, One Nation, One Power. Okay. It was like a Pandora's box that the Most High allowed me to go into. Okay. So there's a lot of meat in there. Test your spirit, throw out the bones, and things of that nature, okay? But this is a book that I ran into, okay? This is a book that I ran into, and it's called, let me see if I can get to the top real quick, okay? Get to the top real quick. And we're going to get to it in just a second. This book right here that I've got, okay, is called Jesus in Time, okay? Jesus in Time. Okay? Calendar dates of life and ministry of Jesus Christ. Okay? But let's go to the very bottom of it. Okay? Because there's a lot of meat in this book. Okay? That I just ran into. Okay? So let's go to page. Let's go to. Let me see. No. Okay, so it goes right here, okay? It goes right here and it says clarified expanded version of Matthew 24. Okay? Matthew 24. So it goes into depth about everything that's been going on here, okay? But we're going to read to let me see. We'll start right here, okay? We'll start off right here. But it says, okay, let's start off right here. It says, then let them of my church who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Okay? It says, let them of my church. Okay? Who is the church of Christ? Okay? Who is that church? Because we all know that in the in the Book of Mormon, okay? We all know that in the Book of Mormon, that in 1 Nephi chapter 13, okay, that the devil has set up the abominable church, and the abominable church is the Catholic Church, okay, along with all these other whorehouses, okay. So if you're inside of a Baptist church, you're in a whorehouse. If you're inside of a Methodist church, you're in a whorehouse. If you're inside of a Pentecostal church, you're in a whorehouse. Okay? You're being spiritually drunken. Okay? Just as Isaiah chapter 29 verse 9 says, that they're not drunk with wine. They are spiritually drunk, wandering, they're going to and fro from different church. Okay? This whole world has lied to you. Okay? This whole world has lied to you. And regards to, you're over here trying to celebrate Halloween. Okay, Christians, I'm speaking to you. Gentiles, I'm speaking to you. Other people out there that want to have an ear to hear and eyes to see, I'm speaking to you. Okay? If you are a believer of Christ, you're going to put down celebrating Easter. Because you cannot get 3 days from Friday to Sunday. Okay? And that's not even the right day that he rose upon. Okay? It's not even the right day. You're not supposed to be celebrating Valentine's Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day. You're not supposed to be celebrating any of these pagan days. Okay? the book, the Holy Bible clearly goes into, it says that the Most High says, I despise your feast days. Okay, all of the feast days that we have known today, the Most High says, I despise your feast days. Okay, so this is very important that we understand this. Okay, but this is gonna be a quick breakdown that we're gonna go through real quick, okay? Because there's a lot of meat inside of this little PDF that I got right here, okay? So let's continue. It says, let them of my church, okay? Christianity, you're building the wrong church. You're building up the church of the devil, okay? You're building up, the Christianity of today is not the Christianity of the Bible, okay? It's not the Christianity of the Bible, okay? Plain and simple. If you guys were of the Bible, then you guys will understand and how to break it down. Because you're over here sitting and saying that the church has replaced Israel, and Paul clearly states that, hey, Romans chapter 11 verse 1, God does not do away with the people of old. They're still here. Paul even goes to that. I didn't do away with the law either. I stand with the law. Romans 3 and 31. Romans 6, 14 and 15. Christ says, that I didn't do away with the law either. Matthew 5, 17 through 19. Okay? Christianity is going in the wrong direction, my brothers and sisters. Okay? It's not in the right direction of the Bible. Okay? Because they're over here sitting there listening and get their ears tickled by precepts of men. Albert Pike and John Nelson Darby, Francisco Rivera, okay? They're listening to these precepts of men, okay? Not understanding that everything that they're being, set up for, is that they're being set up for a specific thing, okay? Is a lot of these Christians today, they're being set up to be sheep led to the slaughter. Okay? Y'all being sheep led to the slaughter. Y'all need to wake up. Okay? And same with you Hebrew Israelites. Okay? All those that want to say, I follow the commandments of God. I got the testimony of Christ. But your fruits are not showing that you're doing it. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 16 and also 20. Okay? If you want to rebel against the light, if you don't have the seal of the Most High in your forehead, if you don't have the law in your inward parts, if you don't have the testimony of Christ with water baptism, and water baptism is a commandment, how can you call yourself a disciple of Christ when you're not doing these check off your list scenarios that Christ has commanded you to do in order for you to be a follower of Him? Okay? So these certain things, we need to understand, because I was just like many of you guys. I was stuck in Christianity. Without John chapter 14 verse 6 in my life, I'd be stuck just like the rest of these people over here. Listening to doctrines of devils, getting my ears tickled. Okay? But I'm gonna speak truth, and I don't care if you guys get offended or not. Okay? I'm not here to make friends. Okay, I'm not here to tickle your guys' ear. I'm not here to make church members. I'm here to tell you the truth. And the truth may hurt, but the truth is love. And love is a commandment. Love is a commandment. And if you hating your brother out there, then you're not doing the gospel love. Okay, you're not doing the gospel love. But let's get into this real quick, okay? Because there's a lot of good meat up in this book. It says, let them of my church who are in Judea flee into the mountains and hide. Let him who is at home upon the housetop flee and not turn or take time to take anything out of his house. Neither let him who's in the field working return back to his house to take his clothes. Okay? And woe unto them, the women, okay? So Christ is sitting there saying, woe unto the women that are doing this, okay? I pray that the Most High has mercy upon those women that are in this situation right now. Okay, I really do pray that the Most High has mercy upon you, because a lot of you guys have no understanding of what you're doing right now. Okay, but let's pray to the Most High, He gives you mercy. But right here, okay, woe to the women who are with child and pregnant, and then to them that give suck with babies in arms in those days, for they must flee for their lives. Let them pray to the Lord your flight from Jerusalem not be in the winter, because of cold and hardship, neither upon a Sabbath day, or that you not be taken by surprise. For then in those days shall great tribulation on the Jews and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, such now which shall be sent of Israel of God since the beginning of the kingdom until the time, nor ever sent again upon Israel, and all things have befallen them in the beginning of sorrows which shall come upon them. And except the judgments of those days shall be shortened and limited, there shall none of the Jews' flesh be saved alive upon earth, but for, pay attention right here too, but for the elect's sake, according to the ancient covenant which I have made with their fathers. In those days shall be shortened. And Yeshua latter sat on the Mount of Olives, and the disciples then asked him, saying, what is the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Okay, and we all know what the end of the world is right there, right? Okay, we already know what the end of the world is right there. Okay, if you're a Christian and you got the Apocrypha, you're not going to understand this. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verses 8, and it says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. The hand of the man is betwixt the heel, and the hand of the other question is asked. Okay, so that is the end of the world. When it's talking about, all this right here, okay? So let's keep going. Okay, so where we at? Right here. We're right here. Okay. It says, what is the sign of the coming of the world, or the destruction of the wicked? Okay, the destruction of the wicked. Okay, and in the book of Moses. Okay, the book of Moses. It goes right here. Okay, inside of your doctrines and covenants. Okay, doctrines and covenants, pearl of great price. Okay, let's go over here. This is in Moses chapter 7, verse 66. But before that day he saw great tribulations among the wicked, and he also saw that the sea was in trouble, and men's hearts failing them failing them, looking for the fear of judgment of the Almighty God, which shall come upon the wicked. Okay, so that right there aligns with Matthew 24. So that great tribulation is for the wicked. Okay, that great tribulation that's coming it's for the wicked. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place with my camera, but bear with me. It says right there, or destruction of the wicked, which is at the end of this present age of the world. And Yeshua answered and said unto him, behold, I now speak these things unto you, my disciples, for the elect's sake, who are the elect according to my covenant, which I have made with you. First, they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and shall be hated of all names for my name's sake. Take heed that no man deceive you. After the world has become Christian, what? After the world has become Christian, for in those days many shall come in my name, claiming to represent me. What? Claiming to represent me. So are you a Christian out there claiming to represent Christ, and you're still celebrating Christmas? Are you a Christian claiming to be a follower of Christ, and you're saying that the law is done away with? Are you a Christian claiming to be a follower of Christ, and you're over here sitting there saying that I can eat whatever I want if you're of the tribes of, Israel? Huh? Are you a Christian claiming to be a follower of Christ, and you're over here sitting there saying that I can eat whatever I want if you're of the tribes of Israel? Huh? Are you claiming to represent Christ, or are you what, just a hearer of the word, or are you just listening and you go one ear and out the other? Okay, you can't just be a hearer of the word. You have to be a doer of the world of the word. Okay, are you trying to be a Christian? Okay, are you trying to be a Christian and trying to use the Bible as a tool to get into some chick's pants, or vice versa? Are you claiming to be a woman pastor, using the Bible to get into one of your bench warmers pants? Come on now. This is talking about you. Okay? It says, claiming to represent me, saying that I, Yeshua, am Christ, and they shall deceive many, for then shall be many. Okay, let's keep going. And many shall be offended and shall betray one another. And many false prophets and priests, what? And many false prophets and priests and preachers claiming to represent me. What? You know what's crazy? Is that this same thing right here, it says, and shall betray one another, and many false prophets, priests, and preachers. Okay? It says right there, okay? Claiming to represent me shall arise and shall deceive many. Okay? Let's go into this book right here, okay? Let's go into this book real quick, because this book right here clearly tells you where that information is coming from. Okay? Right here, okay? So this is the Sealed Book of Mormon. Okay, Sealed Book of Mormon. Chapter 4, verse 52. And now the purpose of the people of the covenant to no longer be deceived, when in the last days ye before Enoch returned to the city, the watchers who were driven out of the vicinity of the earth will send signs to the children of men with the promise of ending their diseases, their religions, and false prophets of the scriptures, and their false messages, providing with them an alliance, and thus with the support of Satan. What was the support of Satan? The ruler of the world. They will again come to be among you at the imitation of the rulers of earth, and gradually they will enslave the sons of men again. So that's where that's coming from. A lot of people don't understand this right now. That is Satan's plot. He's planning. He's been doing this the whole time. He knows. Okay? He knows. See, that's what's going on up there. Is that everybody claiming to be a follower of Christ, but you're not. See, this is where you need to get your stuff in order. Get your house in order. Okay? It says, claiming to represent me and shall deceive many. Okay? And because iniquity, the love of many shall wax cold, but he that remains steadfast in my true doctrine. There's a true doctrine out there? Yep. There's a true doctrine. That is the fullness of the gospel. And that is water baptism, confessing the sins of yourselves and the sins of your forefathers. Okay? And if not overcome of the sin shall be saved. For in my kingdom, and again, the tribulation in those days which shall come, if any man shall say, Lo, here is Christ, and there is a Savior, believe it not, for in those days. Okay, let's go down real quick. We're starting over here. I want to show you guys, okay? So watch this, okay? Pay attention right here, okay? It says, so likewise my elect and the latter days, when they shall see all these things, the signs of the times, they shall know that Christ and his kingdom is near, even at the doors. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars and news of wars when ye see that in trouble. For I have told you, and it is written, it must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So pay attention right here, okay? This is meat. And so again, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached by the priesthood of my church and kingdom. What? So you're sitting there saying, so this gospel of the kingdom that's in Matthew 24 needs to be preached by the priesthood and of the church, the true church of Christ? Yes. Yes. And amen. You got all these phony people out here claiming that, hey, that this gospel has been preached on all the ends of the earth, but the end is not yet coming, is it? Y'all been doing this for how long? For 400 some years? 500 some years? Because you guys are not part of the priesthood or the true church of Christ. This is why. You guys have no understanding. Okay? You have no understanding when it comes to this. Let's read it again. And so again, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached by the priesthood of my church and kingdom. Isn't that what this sealed book of Mormon goes into? It goes into the priesthood, right? The mystery of the priesthood. Doesn't it not? It goes into all this right here, okay? You already know about it, okay? You guys already know about it. You guys already know that whoever has this book, you guys already know that this is right here, okay? That this talks about the holy priesthood of the order of Melchizedek. Okay, you guys already know about it. I ain't gotta tell you, I ain't gotta go into it. So if you ain't got this book, see, a lot of us at One Nation, One Power, we have this book. If not, we have it printed out. Christianity ain't got their hands on this book. Man, get up out of here. And it says, and again, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached by the priesthood of my church and kingdom. So if you're the 12 tribes of Israel, and you're humbled, and you've been through, that Isaiah chapter 8, verses 16 and 20, you're the light. You are the light. If you're a Gentile, you're showing that you're a light to these other Gentiles. It says that this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached by the priesthood, and only the priesthood of my church and kingdom in all the world. See, the sealed book, the Book of Mormon, it's already going around. This is the fullness of the gospel. Okay? This is the fullness of the gospel. Okay, let's go to real quick. Let's go to section 42 real quick, okay? Let's go to section 42 in the Doctrines and Covenants. 42. Okay? 42. Doctrines and Covenants, section 42. And look at verse 11. And it says, again I say unto you, that it shall not be given to anyone to go forth to preach my gospel or build up my church, except he be ordained by some one who has authority and is known to the church that has authority and has been regulated, ordained by the heads of the church. Okay? Pay attention right here. Verse 12. And again, the elders, the priests, and teachers of this church shall teach the principles of my gospel. What? There's principles of the gospel? Yep. Which are the Bible and the Book of Mormon, which is the fullness of the gospel. Okay? This is the fullness of the gospel. This book belongs. I don't care if you want to be hater or not, because it clearly goes right here, okay? This goes right here in section 27, Doctrines and Covenants, section 27, Ezekiel 37. Okay? Behold, this wisdom in me, wherefore marvel not, for the hour cometh that I will drink of the fruit of the vine with you on earth, and with Mormon, who I sent forth unto you to reveal the book of Mormon, containing the fullness of my everlasting gospel. To I am committed the keys of the record of the stick of Ephraim. So the Book of Mormon is a stick of Ephraim. Okay, it's a stick of Ephraim. Okay, let's keep going. So this is why this is important. Watch this. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, it says, during the latter days for a witness to all nations, for Christ must have a kingdom to receive when he comes, and if they are not of the priesthood of my church, they cannot preach the gospel of the kingdom, for they shall not have it. And then the end shall come, or the destruction of the wicked. Okay? The destruction of the wicked. You guys see that right there? It says, and if they are not of the priesthood of my church, they cannot preach the gospel of the kingdom, for they shall not have it. Okay? And look right here at the very bottom, it says, the love of many shall wax cold, but the end is not come, sin or deception. The same shall be saved in my true church. So you need to let go of the devil's church, my brother and sister out there. If you are a part of these denominations, religions, or etc., whatever you win, and if you're not a hearer, then you're not gonna understand to be saved in Christ's true church. Okay? So I'm telling you, this right here, this is very key information. See that? Goes into a lot of in-depth information. Check it out, my brothers and sisters. Check it out. See that again. It says, behold, I speak these things for your elect's sake, who are elect according to the covenant of the priesthood, that I shall restore and confirm on the heads of my saints in the latter days. And they shall preach what? And they shall preach the gospel of this kingdom in all the world as a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Behold, this is much I tell you, it shall be even as the Son of Man, for behold, it is in the morning and the third day. Remember that 1,000 years is one day is even to the Lord, okay? So if you're ordained, okay, if you're ordained to be of the priesthood, okay, and of the true church of Christ, then you need to go out there and you need to preach this gospel of the kingdom, okay? It is our duty to stay busy and preach this gospel of the kingdom. But you must be a preacher, okay? You must be of the true church of Christ. You have to let go of all these other garbage doctrines that you've been told about, okay? What is that? What, Hebrews 5 and 12? Or Hebrews 4 and 12, one of the two, okay? What talks about that you think you're on the milk, you think you're on the meat, but you need to be relearned again. Okay, you need to be relearned again. Okay? It goes into a lot of information. Okay? Right here too. Goes into some very in-depth info. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick, okay? I'll give you guys, I pray this gives you guys edification and understanding and an in-depth information, because these are some of the notes I took right here, and I'm still going, okay? Clarify the expanded version of Matthew 24, okay? And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached by the priesthood of my church and kingdom in all the world during the latter days. For Christ must have a kingdom to receive when he comes. Okay, and then you need to be saved of Christ's true church. Okay, in that regards to water baptism, you need to confess the sins of yourselves and the sins of your forefathers. Okay, baptism is a commandment. Okay, baptism is a commandment. I don't want to hear that, that baptism is just, just reading the word. You need to physically get your become that new creature. Okay, but I just wanted to show you guys this real quick, and just to give you a lot of good information, because this is key. Okay, pass this on to One Nation, One Power. Shalom.